Hello, math students. Welcome back to Module 3 called Rational Numbers. This is Lesson 9, and it is called Locating Ordered Pairs on a Coordinate Plane. Locating ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. And our goal for today's lesson is, today we will learn how to plot ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. And the question that I want you to think about during the lesson is, if a point lies on an axis, what is true about its coordinates? So that means on the actual axis itself. And I don't know if you guys know what axes are, so we're going to talk about that when we start our lesson today. So things to remember. I'm hoping that some of you may know some information about coordinate planes, but if you don't, then that's my job and I'll help you out. So what two axes, that's how you say it when it's plural, what two axes make up a coordinate plane? And if you can remember what a coordinate plane is, it looks very much like this. Okay, we have a horizontal number line and we have a vertical number line. Okay, so the question that it's asking you are right in there here is, what two axes make up the coordinate plane? So what is this number line called, and what is this number line called? And so this number line, as you may already know, is called the x-axis, okay? And this number line right here is called the y-axis. And so what two axes make them up? It's the x-axis and the y-axis, okay? And hopefully you guys remember this. And usually what they look like is something like this, where they have the actual number lines already included on the number line, because remember, we're doing lots of work with number lines this module. And so we have a vertical number line going up and down, and then we have a horizontal number line going to the left and to the right. And so the horizontal number line is called the x-axis, and the vertical number line is called the y-axis. What is the x-axis? And the x-axis is the horizontal, got to make sure I spell it right, horizontal number line, okay? And the y-axis is the vertical number line. I don't know why I can't spell today, sorry. Okay, so that's what those two are called. And then the ordered pairs. The ordered pair is an actual position in the coordinate plane, and the ordered pair is remembered by having the use of parentheses. And so what the ordered pair consists of is it tells you how many spaces on the x-axis you must move, and then how many spaces on the y-axis you must move. And you have to go in that order. So you write parentheses, and then the x amount, comma, the y amount, and then parentheses again. And the reason why we have to put parentheses around them is because if you don't have parentheses around them, then kids think it's just a number. And so let's, for example, show you what this one would be. If I said, let's do 6, 3, what that means is I'm supposed to go, because this is a positive 6, it means that I'm supposed to go to the right 6 and up 3. That's how we say that when we read an ordered pair. So I go from the origin, you always start at the origin, and you go to the right 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then up 3, you go 1, 2, 3. And what you have to do is you have to collide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So it sits about right there. And then sometimes people even write the ordered pair off to the side so that they can see where their point is that they just identified on the coordinate plane. So that's called an ordered pair. The most important thing to remember is you have to include the parentheses so that people know you're talking about a position on the coordinate plane. So then the next thing that we're remembering is, what is the x-coordinate? Well, the x-coordinate is the value of the x. So you're going to say the value of the x. So the x-coordinate for this one would be 6. What is the y-coordinate then? Well, that's pretty simple, because it's going to be the value of the y. So the value of the y. So in this one, the value of the x was 6, and the value of the y was 3. So that's what your x-coordinate and your y-coordinate is, okay? And then the next question that we have is, what is a quadrant? And a quadrant is the location where the ordered pair sits. So there is a quadrant right here, there is a quadrant right here, there is a quadrant right here, and there is a quadrant right here. And so what is a quadrant? A quadrant is the location on a coordinate plane where the point is located or sits. Located or sits. So if we're talking about quadrants and they are identified by Roman numerals, so you have to use Roman numerals to identify them, and they kind of work counterclockwise when you're counting them, because that's how a circle starts, is the 0 degrees is here and it rotates this way. So this is called quadrant 1, and quadrant 1 always has a positive value and a positive value, because you're on this side of the number line. Remember, 0 is right there. So these are all positive numbers, and these are all positive numbers going up. This right here is quadrant 2, okay? And these actually have negative x values because you're to the left of 0, and positive because you're still up above 0. And then this is quadrant 3 right here, and all of the values on this side are negative, and all of the values down here are negative. So this one has all negative values, and then this is quadrant 4, and it has positive values on the x, but it has negative values on the y. And remember, it's always x and then y. So that's kind of how you tell how to plot your different ordered pairs based on what the value of their numbers are. So if you have a positive x but a negative y, all those points are going to live here. If you have a positive x and a positive y, all of those points are going to live right here. If you have a negative x and a positive y, all those points are going to live up here. And if you have a negative x value and a negative y value, all those points are going to live down here. And this is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So how many quadrants are there in a coordinate plane? You just answered it. How many quadrants are in a coordinate plane? There are 4 quadrants. Quadrants in a coordinate plane. Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, so now we learned, hopefully this was a review, but if it wasn't, then you learned some new information. And I want you to try a couple, okay? And so the couple that I want you to work on, it says, now you will draw a coordinate plane, just like you watched me do, and plot these 5 points. And the 5 points are 3, 5, negative 3, 5, 3, negative 5, negative 3, negative 5, and then 0, 0. So those are the 5 different dots or points that I want to see on your coordinate plane. And that's what you're going to do to show me that you were paying attention and watched what we did to plot all of those. So go back to our goal. Today we will learn how to plot ordered pairs on the coordinate plane, and I just showed you how to do that. The question you were supposed to be thinking about in the lesson is, if a point lies on the axis, what is true about its coordinates? So we're talking about, what if a point sits right here? Or what if a point sits right here? Or what if a point sits right here? Or what if a point sits right here? Well, what I can tell you is that when they sit exactly on the number line, you know that whatever number line it's sitting on, that value for it is 0. So if it's sitting right here, its x value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but its y value is 0 because we didn't go up or down. We just went to the right 5 and stayed on the line. So the y value is 0. However, if I have a point right here, then that means I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I didn't go left or right. So the x value this time is 0, and the y value would be 5. So you kind of have to really pay attention, like put your finger there and then think about what you're doing Did you go up or down, or did you go left or right? And that will tell you whether the x is 0 or the y is 0. And just practice it because it's kind of fun to figure out. All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you in this lesson. Talk to you soon. Bye.